Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Monday edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock, the Banner's Orthopedic Clinic. Of course, if you need a roof, give us a shout. 364-1007. 364-1007. New name coming soon. Any day now. Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com, and ProCharge EV, ProChargeEV.com. Okay. Hope y'all had a great weekend. Rip roaring, ready to roll here on this Monday. Disappointing. LSU swept at Tennessee. Tigers fall to 3-12 in the conference. When they Sunday was more of the same. If you didn't watch it, I don't blame you. Nate Atkinhausen got the start for LSU. Boom. I'll give you the final line on Ack. Gave you 4 innings of 2-run ball. He gave up a 2-run homer, was basically it. Struck out 2, didn't walk anybody. Got you what you needed. Jay said before the game he needed Nate just to get him through the order once. And did that for you. They went to Aiden Moffitt next, who also gave up a homer in the ball game. And then it was a parade of relievers after that. Johnson, Guidry gave up a homer. That was the big blast, actually. Kate Anderson came in, allowed a couple of runs. Then Micah Bucknam got the last out for you, but not great. You allowed 8 runs on 9 hits, but the flip side of it is more of the same for LSU. 4 runs on 8 hits, so you're only out hit by 1, 9-8. But you can only muster 4 runs, and it was just more of the same, man. You know, LSU getting guys on and not able to get them in. You know, you had the second was a good opportunity for you. Larson struck out. Bingham singled. It was deep in the hole at short. Milam singles to right. So you got first and second, 1 out. And they bunt Kling. And they get the lead runner at third. Again, it is never statistically more probable that you score a run when you sacrifice now to advance a runner. And even in this situation, you didn't even advance the runner. And then Jake Brown grounded out there. It was just more of the same. You went quietly in the third. You had another opportunity. That was it. It could have been more. You finally got a run across in the fourth, but you ran yourself out of the inning when Milam got caught stealing. Actually, it was a pickoff play. They had Larson picked off the inning before, but he managed to beat the throw to second because they were lazy. Okay, I hear a beeping backpack. Somebody's awake already. Somebody decided he was going to get up this morning on his own, huh? Well, we're going to do Dad Show. And after Dad Show, we're going to get dressed. I'm going to go ride Daddy's car to Von New St. Louis. Yep. You want to say hi to Dad Show? You want to say hi? Here you go. Go. Okay. Anyway, point is more of the same offensively at this point of the season. You know, you are what you are. And you're just not a good offensive team. And we keep saying, you know, what's the answer? Can Jay find the answer? I don't know that the answer is on this team. You know, I think when they were struggling a few weeks back, we kind of looked and said, hey, look, it's going to get the schedule lightens up in the second half. If you can get to the halfway, we use Tennessee, right? After they got swept at Arkansas, we kind of looked at it and was like, look, get to the halfway point at 5-10 or 6-9, and there's enough runway in winnable games for you to get this thing back on track. Well, now at 3-12, the math works against you now, because what we were kind of looking at was, can you win the Vandy series and maybe get 1 at Tennessee? Well, You lost the Vandy series and got swept at Tennessee. So we're hoping you would have gotten 3 out of those 2 series, and you got 1. So you're sitting here now at 3-12 with 15 to play, and you go, okay, well, what's realistic with 15 to play? Can you go? I mean, can you go 8-7? If you go 8-7, that puts you at wait, 8, yeah, that would put you at 11 wins. That puts you at 11-19, and that's probably not going to be good enough. Uh, you're going to have to find a way to go 10-5. I think 13 is going to be your floor to get in. So you're going to have to find a way to go 10-5. And I don't know who I don't know how realistic I believe that is. So really disappointing, obviously, this weekend in Knoxville. And then, I mean, the turd sandwich that was Sunday. How about the Pels? Uh, not only had you won, you would have ended up the 6th seed, and you would have avoided Denver because the way that Sunday went, Denver ended up as the 2 because Phoenix beat Minnesota, so Minnesota dropped to the 3. So you would have had you won, right? Had you won at home against the Lakers on Sunday, you're the 6th seed with an opening round series against the 3 seed Minnesota. Instead, you lose. Phoenix beats Minnesota. So Phoenix goes to the 6th. They get the opening round series against Minnesota. Now you got to play the play-in against the Lakers, who have owned you this year. And if you manage to beat the Lakers in the play-in game, you get Denver. So your exit to the playoff from the playoffs will be swift. Now you could lose to the Lakers and then come back and try to beat Sacramento or Golden State, the winner of that game, and lock down the 8th seed. And if you do that, you get the 1 seed, which is OKC, which I actually think you fare better against the Thunder than you do against Denver. So I kind of want to see the Pels lose to the Lakers and then come back and beat the winner of Sacramento Golden State and then play OKC. That's kind of how I hope this plays out, but we'll see. Trivia Carter, good morning. Tim Gotro, what's up? Ethan Davidson, good morning. Matt, you keep us informed every day, even on the weekend. Appreciate it. You got it, Ethan. Thanks for showing up, man. If y'all weren't here, I wouldn't be doing it, so thank you. Wendell Norman, Brian Wynn, Von Bluesman, what's going on? Y'all smash the like button if you would. Subscribe up to the channel. The GOAT. Hey, GOAT. Good night, though, man. James McKinney, good morning. That's an old Adam Sandler bit. Hey, GOAT. Christian, Ocho to the draft party. LOL, we can hope. I'll reach out to him. That's a week from Thursday. I'll see if he's down. Where are we? Hey, Dad. Good morning. Gary Petrie. Good morning. Is it our pitching coach or the hitting coach the problem? Well, the hitting coach is Jay Johnson. Pitching coach is Nate Yeski, but your pitching wasn't your problem this weekend. In game 2, Luke Holman had a no-hitter through 5. I think they scored 3 runs on 4 hits. Your pitching wasn't the problem. I'm not saying your pitching has been great this year, but it wasn't the problem this weekend. Taylor Hudson, good morning. Another weekend, another series loss. Time to just play the young guys from here on out. Taylor, I think that's the answer, but at the same time, you're seeing that. Like, Jay has certainly made that commitment on the pitching staff, right? We're seeing more of Aiden Moffett. Like, he brought more pitchers this weekend. He brought Aiden Moffett. Saw him twice. Cam Johnson is obviously getting more innings as well. Jake Brown started on Sunday. Milam has been starting. Larson's been in the lineup. Tell me who else you want to see. Yeah, tell me who else you want to see when it comes to play the young guys, because he certainly did that on Sunday, and it didn't exactly bear fruit. Um, I mean, I guess, I mean, and look, the thing is, you could say, well, sit Braswell and move Milam to short. Okay. Braswell's also been your lead, and Braswell has struggled at short. There's no way, I mean, there's no way to put that kindly. He has not been good defensively. Um, but he's also your best hitter in SEC play. So for a team that is incompetent offensively, are you going to take your best hitter at SEC play out of the lineup? I mean, that's the conundrum Jay finds himself in right now. So I don't know, unenviable. Tiger Diver, morning Sco. Do you think the Pels? You think the play-in Pels will get it done? Um, no, I don't. There's no reason to believe they will, especially because they're gonna have to do it at home. They can't win at home. Cajun Country, if LSU gets hot, is it too late? Well, if you're in the tournament, it's never too late, right? It's just your hill to climb is steeper because you got to do it away from home and all that sort of stuff. Your draw won't be as favorable. I mean, like when LSU had to go to Eugene or when they had to go to Corvallis, right? I mean, it's just um like if ULL hosts, I don't think they're sending LSU as a 3 seed to Lafayette. You know? Um, is it too late? No. I mean, if you get in, it's not too late. And if they get in, it means they got hot. But can they get hot? That's kind of the question at this point. We'll see. I mean, you got Missouri this week. This will be by far your most winnable series. Go win it. Bailey C, is this baseball season worse than 2020 football? Both were coming off championship years, both with expectations. I could see the comp. I don't love the going cross sport comparison, but there's some similarities. Matt, good morning. When Musa says it's bad, it must be bad. Is BI coming back? BI played yesterday. BI actually played very well yesterday. And candidly, when I continue to watch LSU's offense sputter, I focused more on the Pelicans. And then right out the chute, they got down. They were down 30 at half. It was awful. But yeah, BI was your offense in the first half. Let's see. BI finished with. He was supposed to be on a minutes restriction too. I'll tell you exactly what he finished with right now. Hang on. Let's see. BI finished. He played 23 minutes and scored 13 points. 6 of 9 from the floor, 1 of 3 from 3. It was a good day. He was really good in the first half, and then the game got away, and they're like, "Hey, sit down." David Tolson, rough weekend for baseball Tigers. Can they salvage the conference season? Again, like you have to define salvage. You got 15 games to go. You do have a series against A&M, which is a top 10 team. The A&M just swept Vanderbilt. So that's one where I go, can you get one in that series? And then if you could win your other 4, that gets you 9 wins, right? Let's say you go 2-1 in the other 4 weekends and you get 1 against A&M. That's 9 wins. That puts you at 12. 12 is going to have you right on the border of SEC tournament. Timothy Fontenot, good morning. Brett Gidry, Decory Moore says he's 1,000% committed to LSU. Yeah, Brett, you asked that question last week and asked Shay, and I don't. It didn't sound like there was anything to that about him looking around. I mean, I don't know. I don't know where that insecurity or that question came from. But I hadn't heard anything about him looking around. I mean, I guess you just keep recruiting guys all the way to the end. We'll see. Ethan, we hear all the time, this is a young baseball team. They're not young. You have 2 fifth-year seniors that have started every game. Roswell, Pearson, and White. Braswell are all juniors and have played the SEC. I don't know, Ethan, who said this is a young team. Like, I haven't said this is a young team. I'm saying you should play the young guys, But I think what I've said pretty consistently is you have guys that are role players that you're asking to be stars. Like Braswell, if Braswell was hitting in the 7 hole, great. Uh, if Bear Jones or Travinsky were a 7 hole hitter and Braswell were an 8 hole hitter, perfect. When you're asking Braswell to lead off and you know Jones and Travinsky to be your run producers with as much as those guys swing and miss, that's the problem. I mean, you have one bona fide star on this team in Tommy White. Offensively, I mean, I think Ashton Larson has shown some real promise as a young guy. And I think you have some young talent there. I think Milam could be a really solid player. I think Jake Brown is a good athlete, and will get better and better. Um, but we've been over this, man. Like you have guys that were on the team last year but weren't contributors. So, or like key contributors. I mean, you know, Jones struggled in SEC play and didn't really factor in late. Pearson had some big moments in the postseason, but wasn't an everyday starter for you. Um, Kling was on the team last year, but obviously similar to Jones, struggled in conference play and didn't factor in late. So, I mean, you got guys that have been around, but they haven't been the ones doing it. You know, Charlie Cavell, what's going on? Von Bluesman, Drew. Drew ran in the other room. Sorry, I missed you. Greg T stayed up until 1 a.m. Sunday. Beta testing Game Changer app, making cards for my son. They turned amazing. Awesome, Greg. Love to hear that, man. So, that is so Game Coin, right? The platform is going to be called Game Changers. And as Greg mentioned there, we are in beta testing. So I'm very, very, very grateful for the effort there, Greg, and for the feedback. It is really cool. And there are even more functions coming. Like, I don't want to say too much, but like there are augmented reality functions coming and some other really cool stuff too that I don't want to say. But yes, it's exciting, man. It's exciting to see it, coming to fruition. Eric Wilder, morning, Matt. Hope you've got a ton of content prepared for June. Going to be a long summer. Bob Poole, good morning. Richie Burt, Brightside LSU baseball. They weren't 10-run ruled Sunday. Deborah Coward, Lance Hill. Stick a fork in it when we start doing the math. That's bad. The GOAT, Matt, thoughts on UFC 300. Talked a little bit about it yesterday. Loved it. I thought it was an amazing card. I mean, when you've got, Charles Oliveira as what was the fourth fight on the main card? I mean, it's like if Bo Nickel's going to be a headliner, he was on the main card. It was, crazy to see. I know Holly Holmes had better days, but Holly was on the undercard. It's just bonkers to see that they put together an amazing card, probably the deepest card in UFC history. So that part, of it was awesome. I thought everyone, of course, is going to talk about the Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje ending. You probably saw it on social media where Max Holloway had the fight won, and in the last 20 seconds, instead of just playing defense and dancing, he pointed to the middle of the octagon. He's like, "Let's go!" And he and Gaethje just started wailing on each other for like the last 20 seconds, and he clipped Gaethje and knocked him unconscious with 1 second left. I thought it was awesome. I mean, I thought the whole card was great. I thought, the main event, Pereira, or however Pereira, however they say it. I know they say it with an accent, but it looks like Pereira, but it's pronounced like Pereira. I don't know who's taking him down in light heavy, unless if John Jones wants to go back to light heavyweight. But he said he wanted to go up to heavyweight, so I'd love to see him and John Jones at heavyweight. Yeah, loved it. Thought it was an amazing card. It lived up to the billing 1,000,000%. Jeff McKithen, Aaron Hornsby, what's going on? Bob Poole, pitching was good enough this weekend. Bats need to wake up. Bill, in the words of longtime MLB manager Ron Washington, that's the way baseball go. Becky Herod, good morning. Jay Borden, Brian Broom. Y'all do me a favor, please smash the like button if you're there on YouTube. Subscribe up to the channel. Facebook, like the Matt Moscona page, share the post. Henry Heisenberg. Morning, Matt. I know you're a big fan of Fashanu, but I live in the California. So I caught a lot of Pac-12 games. I think the best. I think you got cut off there. Okay, so you're saying Fatan. I see it. Your next one there. The best lineman is Fatanu. Well, there's Fuaga, Fatanu, and Fashanu. So there's like the three Fs, offensive tackles. And I think you'll be fine with any of them. But I think Olu Fashanu from Penn State would definitely be my bet, my best bet. PTG Toasty, good morning. Brent, good morning. Pels have no one to blame but themselves. Poor execution, poor coaching, lack of effort. Not only that, but I mean, Brent, even not yes. Look, the Lakers have owned the Pels all season. I mean, go back to the game they played in the in-season tournament out in Vegas. I mean, that series this year was totally one-sided. The game out in Vegas was 133-89. The Pels beat the Lakers in New Orleans, and the 129-109. The game out in LA was 139-122, and then the game in New Orleans 124-108. So you played them 4 times. You got them once in NOLA, and the other 3 games are all blowouts. So in Vegas, in LA, and in New Orleans. So, but the bigger issue I would say is you lost at home to the Spurs. You lost twice to the Rockets. You lost last week at home to the Magic. I mean, you had opportunities to avoid this play-in before Sunday. But yes, there's no doubt. Like, they're just big moment. They shrunk. Rocky Killian, what's up? Let me get a couple more here. Hunter Broadhead. Matt said, what happened to Thatcher Hurd? I mean, I think you look at a year ago and Hurd, remember, really struggled early in the year. And he got it together late in the season, and we had hoped that maybe that late season surge would carry into this year. But what's happened is he's actually reverted to what he was at the beginning of last year, where he was inconsistent. And like, the stuff is undeniable, but the command has always been the problem. And if you can't command your stuff, then it doesn't matter how hard you can throw, how wicked your slider is. You got to be able to put it where you want when you want it. And that's been his problem. Strong side, don't let the Tigers get hot. Lowell Cormier, no more Hudco. I crawled through the snow from North Dakota to Bossier City to get a hat. Now you're changing names. So, Lowell, to be clear, Hudco will still exist. The folks in Bossier, and you didn't crawl through snow to get a hat. Richard, Tilly, Ryan, Terry, all of us, we've had a great partnership with them for the last 3 years. But as there's structure things, a lot of boring things you don't need to know. Ultimately, all you need to know is Hudco people are great. Their company will continue in North Louisiana. But Richard and Ryan and Joe and me, we're starting a new company, new name, all that stuff. Same people, all down here. I mean, same office, same everything down here. Just new company, new name, which we'll announce very soon. Very excited about it too. Matthew Rhodes, morning, Matt. What is your opinion on the amazing regression in pitching and just the team as a whole? It amazes me, the regression in just 1 year. Well, the regression, Matthew, I mean, you had Paul Skeens and Ty Floyd at the front of your rotation last year. They're in Pro Bowl now. So what regression are we talking about? I mean, you lost a generational pitcher and another guy that struck out 17 in the College World Series final. You went and got Luke Holman, who's been great for you, and you got Gage Jump, who has not been great for you. And Thatcher Hurd, we just talked about. Riley Cooper had a rubber arm and was a guy that you really counted on in key spots a year ago. He's gone. I mean, what pitchers have regressed. I don't know. I mean, you lost great arms, and the guys that you brought to replace them haven't been great. Don't know what else to say. I mean, it's not that amazing. Like, you lost Paul Skeens and Ty Floyd. I mean, Luke Holman's been great. Everyone else hasn't. Griffin Herring's been great. Larry Garner, I got to get going. Moonshine, what's going on? 21 to now, Tennessee, most wins in college baseball. Great. And how many championships do they have, Moonshine? Like, great. We've got that would actually, if I were a Tennessee fan, Moonshine, which I'm assuming you are, that would depress me. The fact that from 21 to now, you have the most wins in college baseball and you have nothing to show for it. You have one failed trip to Omaha. Congratulations. Leon Williams, what's going on? Ethan Davidson. I never said you said it was your team. Got it. No, it's fine. But my point was, like, I don't know who's been saying it's a young team. I'm not speaking for anyone else. I'm just speaking for me. How big of a miss was Montgomery from Stanford? Oh, not getting him here. I'm running out. Yeah, I'm out of time. You know what, Matt? Let me and I haven't checked on how he's doing. Let me look into that this year. We'll circle back to it. But anyway, all right, I got to get going. Kyrie Diggs, what's going on, man? Sorry I missed you. Clint, what's up, dude? What's the baseball equivalent of players only meeting we hear about in football? Oof. You kind of wished, man, at some point. So, in any event. All right. Y'all have an awesome day. We'll see you.